Hello all and welcome, and I'm the MGTOW philosopher. And the purple-haired feminist is back. The chameleon, the feminist in sheep's clothing is back. And of course she's talking about MGTOW again. Now I think a lot of these broads that talk about MGTOW are just looking to get attention for their channel. Of course, they know there's a wide audience out there of men who watch MGTOW videos. Not so many women. But anyway, what she has to say, I don't know about interesting. I'm just checking out her descriptions panel here. First of all, and that is interesting. Let's see what she has to say. First of all, she refers to her video as a saucy video from the purple, and remember she has pink in parentheses. I don't know what that means. Either your hair is purple or it's pink. The purple-haired monster. So she's trying to be funny, I guess, calling herself a monster. Nobody else calls you a monster, honey. We don't take you seriously enough to consider you a monster. Comparing MGTOW to feminism. This is such an old trope. I mean, it's the kind of argument that people make, this kind of comparison, when they don't really do very much thinking. And they're trying to compare two things. It's apples and oranges. On the surface, they look the same, but that's it. Two things can look similar, but be very, very different. If you don't look any deeper, you won't understand how they're different. Of course, she doesn't really look any deeper. She goes on to say, some of you might find it interesting. This chick has a very high opinion of herself. Some of you might find it interesting. What she's really saying is, I know all you are going to find this so interesting because I'm so smart and clever and wonderful. But mostly I believe many will simply be offended. Yeah, she wants you to be offended. She likes offending people, obviously. Doesn't bother me. I find it amusing more than anything else. You're not going to offend me, and you're probably not going to offend very many people at all. I bet you enjoy it. You like to think you're offending people. You're so edgy and hip and provocative. Yeah, you're just like Milo Yiannopoulos. No. Because we're not special snowflakes like you and other broads on the left. So, no, we don't get upset so easily. Oh, my God. And she's really getting into this MGTOW stuff. She says, also, I'm currently holding a MGTOW survey to get an idea of the demographic of men going their own way. Geez, Louise, don't you have an identity of your own, sweetheart? I mean, don't you self-identify in some way that gives you, like, some kind of, grounding insofar as knowing who you are and what you want to do with your life and have, like, hobbies and stuff? And, I mean, this is very unusual for a woman to be doing this kind of thing. And then she's got like a long list of sources. Good Lord. What's the matter, honey? I mean, you couldn't come up with any of your own material. So she's got like a list of how many sources here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You couldn't think up your own material. So you had to visit 18 different websites to get a whole bunch of material. Confirmation bias to seek out material that essentially proves the point that you want to prove, doesn't prove anything. Okay, you've got all these disparate little sources spread out all over the place. Healthland, Cleveland Clinic, Census Gov. Good Lord. Well, I don't doubt this video will at least be mildly entertaining. Whether or not it'll be interesting, well, we'll have to wait and see. So let's see what she has to say, shall we?
We live in a gynocentric and patriarchal society.
So automatically, I'm laughing my ass off. So she's got this really serious look on her face where she's standing in her closet. And I swear to God, she's standing in a closet. I don't know why. I guess she's afraid that people are going to see her house. She doesn't want people to see the inside of her apartment because she's afraid they might be able to figure out where she lives. Maybe she thinks there's some kind of brilliant Sherlock Holmes detectives watching, and you could see the view out her window and figure out where she lives or something. Maybe a little paranoid, honey. I don't know. Anyway, so she's standing in her closet looking up at a camera. It looks like she's standing up. So she's, I don't know, pegged the camera to the ceiling. Either that or she's in a toilet. I mean, but she's attached the camera to the ceiling or something. And the picture's black and white, and she's trying to look all serious. And she's got the pictures flashing back and forth here from one side to the other, where she's talking about gynocentrism and patriarchy, trying to, of course, create some kind of equivalency between MGTOW and feminism. Let's continue.
All women, all men are gold-digging whores.
So in one picture she's on the left, and in the other she's on the right. So she's like trying to imitate or be symbolic of like two sides of the same coin or something like that. Like they're exactly the same. I see. Mirror images. Got it.
Are misogynistic rapists. It's not their fault. They can't help it. It's female nature.
Yeah. And you have hands, and I have hands, and I have a head, and you have a head, and you have feet, and I have feet.
It's just their DNA. Men don't need women. Women need men like fish need bicycles.
I love it. She's so... Ah! Woo, this is some funny stuff. Okay, so essentially, she thinks she is making some kind of big reveals here. Yeah, honey, you're making arguments here. All you're really doing is making comparisons. And you're comparing things and saying, oh, well, look, they say kind of the same thing here, just in different words. So they do that. They're the same. Yeah. Oh, well, monkeys have hands and feet and heads. And people have hands and feet. And they have heads, too. Holy crap. Monkeys and people are the same thing. Yeah, that's an interesting argument, honey. Unfortunately, it's a logical fallacy. But anyway, let's continue.
We have sex bots, and the artificial womb is almost here.
This is so funny.
It's about equality for all. It's about going our own way.
Well, wait a second. Now, what does going your own way have to do with equality? Now you're making some comparisons here that aren't even on the surface similar or the same.
Not hating men.
Oh, well, honey, I hate feminists. And if they happen to be women, well, that's incidental. But I definitely hate some women. So you're way off there.
Not about hating women.
Sure it is. What are you talking about? You're the enemy. Are you kidding me? Well, the Nazis in World War II were fighting. I didn't say, oh, well, I don't hate those Nazis. They're just misguided. They're misguided. They're following an evil ideology. It's the ideology that's evil. It's not the Nazis that are evil. So I shouldn't fight them. I'll fight the ideology. Unfortunately, they're coming at you with shotguns and machine guns and grenades. They're your enemy. They're fighting you. They're coming after you like you are the enemy. Oh, but you're supposed to go after the ideology somehow. You're supposed to somehow skirt around them. Where's the ideology? Oh, it's living in their freaking heads. And they're coming after me like I'm the bad guy. I'm the enemy. Well, geez, I have to fight them. Duh. So, wrong again, sweetheart.
Any woman that disagrees with us, any man that doesn't go their own way, internalized misogyny, the mangina simp.
We don't say that. Yeah, that's not how it works. You don't want to go your own way, that's fine. We don't say that. What are you talking about? First of all, honey, you don't necessarily have to go your own way. You don't even know what going your own way means. I would try to explain it to you, but since you haven't done the research on your own to find out, you clearly don't want to know. Let's continue, shall we?
Men treat women. Women treat men as sex objects.
Yeah, that's true. She's saying that. She's saying that like it's not true. And that we say it, but it's not true. Like it's some kind of stereotype. No, we do treat them like sex objects because that's what they are. What do you think we would deny that?
As success objects.
Success objects? What does that mean, success objects? She created that term. You mean as wallets? Yeah, you want to get your terms right, honey. You want to get your stereotypical terms right, okay? We treat women like sex objects, and they treat us like human wallets. That's actually true. It's very interesting. So what she's trying to do here is make comparisons, but of course she's presenting some examples she clearly believes are spurious and untrue. No. Those are true. Absolutely. I see women as objects, and they see me as objects. What's your point? Oh, well, we have that in common. No, yeah, well, we have that in common because we're human beings, and because of natural selection and evolution, and the way that evolution and the environment created us to be. Oh, geez, Louise, she's not. All right, let's continue.
You're not as clever as you think you are.
Yes, that little music where she's telling you you're not as clever as you think you are. But her, she's most certainly as clever as she thinks she is. And she's sitting here with her very, very dark roots. I don't get this. So she got purple hair. Why would you have purple hair? I mean, anybody that has purple hair has no interest in a man. Or if you do have interest in a man, no man is going to have interest in you. What's with the purple hair, honey? It's hideous. Hideous! Hey, hey, hey. And you want people to believe you're not a feminist with that hair? Come on. And at least dye the roots, for God's sake. Jesus Christ. All right, so let's get to the meat of this video. I've already spent enough time with the build-up. So here we go.
There are so many things wrong, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious. But get somewhere quick, honey. Oh, here we go. She really likes this editing crap. I mean, she's just cutting in and out all the time. So now there's a picture on the screen with text saying the patriarchy versus gynocentrism. Okay, so she already lacks a clear understanding of how political systems work and how societal and cultural systems work, how culture and society function. So, sweetheart, first of all, the patriarchy doesn't actually exist. It never did exist. Gynocentrism is actually very real. The society has become too feministic, okay? The society was never overly masculine, all right? Women actually already had equality, okay? They just weren't happy with their role. It had been given to them by Mother Nature, okay? If there wasn't any patriarchy, then it would rightly be called Father Nature. They just were bitter, and they resented their roles, which were given to them by nature. And so they spun this BS narrative. They spun this bullshit narrative about how essentially there was some kind of invisible hand, this invisible hand of men that was oppressing them and putting them in this shitty role that they didn't like. And they're having to change poopy diapers. Meanwhile, he's out swinging a pickaxe in the coal mine. I give him plaque lung. But she's the oppressed one. Yeah, that's the patriarchy for you right there. Never existed. Gynocentrism, a system where essentially the women control the vote, control all the decisions made in society through that vote, and by and large benefit from most, if not all, of the social systems that men benefit very little from, okay? With bias in family courts, with bias in criminal courts, women getting, 1/3, 1/4 of the jail time for the same sentences, women getting off with nothing, slaps on wrists while men go to jail. There is a gynocentric society. All right, let's continue. I hate this music, by the way.
The patriarchy versus gynocentrism. Why can't these things both be true? A majority of the population...
I told you! I told you before! She's a feminist! She claims to hate feminism. Oh, why can't these things both be true? Because they're not true. Because they're not. Because I've already made this argument time and time again. Okay, sweetheart? There never was any patriarchy. Do you know what a patriarchy would be? A patriarchy would be that men have set the system up to favor them over women. It would be designed so that they benefit way more than the opposite sex. Now, does that look like the case to you? And by the way, how can they both be true at the same time? Are you using your brain? One would mean the other isn't true. What is this chick smoking? I mean, that's like saying, oh, it's cloudy outside, but oh no, it's sunny. Oh, the sky is clear, but oh no, it's cloudy. Wait, what? They can't both exist at the same time. One precludes the other. What the hell? And by the way, sweetheart, we never had a patriarchy, okay? Because that would mean that one gender was benefiting overwhelmingly over the other, that they had designed the entire system of society, culture, government to favor them while disenfranchising the other person. Can you tell me how women were disenfranchised to such a point 50, 60, 70, 100 years ago? You can't, really. Oh, well, they had a gender role that they didn't like. That's not disenfranchisement. You think the guy like going out, running around for 10 hours a day, hunting a deer, hunting down animals, being the guy pulling the plow, guiding that plow horse, swinging that pickaxe. You really think he enjoyed that? But did he moan and whine and complain? No! There was no patriarchy. Use your brain if you can. Continue.
Is heterosexual. That means a majority of the population is chasing after the opposite sex. It's in both's interests to be...
Wait. 1 second here. Okay, I missed something there. Let's continue.
A majority of the population is heterosexual.
What's that got to do with anything? What does that being heterosexual have to do with anything?
That means a majority of the population is chasing after the opposite sex.
What's your point? What's that got to do with gynocentrism and patriarchy?
It's in both's interests to be a patriarchy and gynocentric.
What the hell is she talking about? Hey, sweetheart, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. A patriarchy or a gynocentric society, which is a matriarchy. First of all, I love it. We have a matriarchy. She misunderstands. First of all, gynocentric society is not the same as matriarchy, okay? The gynocentrism refers to how the society looks favorably at, how inundated it is with one aspect of the sexes instead of the other. For example, women, gynocentric, the society heavily favors feminine qualities, okay? That's different than a matriarchy, which would be that the people in charge are women, which is, by the way, also true because they have the power of the vote. But anyway, let's continue. So she clearly misunderstands, and she's talking about somehow something having to do with people being heterosexual, having something to do with matriarchy and patriarchy. I mean, first of all, she's using the wrong terms when she uses gynocentrism as opposed to patriarchy. But let's just give her that. And okay, well, you're still using them wrong, even if we give you that. Oh, they're okay, equivalent. No. Okay, so honey, first of all, you can't have both. No sun, sunny. No rain, rainy. Get it? I doubt you do. Let's continue.
Women want to keep men happy.
No, they don't. What are you talking about? She's just making these empty rhetoric. It's these blanket statements that don't mean anything. Women want to make men happy. Since when? Tell me since when?
Men want to keep women happy.
No, fuck that. What the fuck I want to make women happy for? I'm not here to serve you. Make yourself happy, all right?
Generally.
Generally. Yeah, okay. Oh, Lord. Wait. Oh, my God. She must have a lot of comparisons here. We're only at 128, and she's already done with her what she thinks was some kind of stellar point about matriarchy and patriarchy, how they can both exist simultaneously, even though one cancels out the other. And if you have one, that means you don't have the other. Oh, her logic is so interesting. When you start from a false premise, you can't possibly go wrong. Now we have another picture here. Oh, you vey. Male, so the picture says male and an equal sign. Male equals rapist, female equals whore. What are you talking about? Oh, boy. So she's trying to basically make an equivalency argument between, by saying that, when feminists say all men are rapists, and she's trying to say that MGTOW guys say all women are whores. But we don't say that. We don't say that. There's whores out there. I've met some. I've slept with plenty of them. So, whores exist, but not all women are whores. So, again, another false equivalency argument. But let's see where she's going anyway. Just on the off chance it might be entertaining. Oh, this music's driving me crazy. Oh, my God.
Men are not, repeat, not all misogynistic rapists.
We know that, and you're probably hunting for a boyfriend with this video. We know that, too. Let's continue, okay? Yeah, we know you're a chameleon, a unicorn. You're a very special girl. You're one of those rare outliers. We get it. Let's continue, okay?
At birth. Men are not born to oppress women. Hate
yeah. Well, tell me something I don't know.
is a taught concept that women are inferior is also a taught concept.
You'd like to think that, wouldn't you? Can you jump as high as me? No. Is your IQ as high as mine? No. When was the last time you built a house? Never? I'm superior to you. Objectively, provably superior. Next.
We learn this in grade school.
Yeah, well, education system is pro-female. The education system is highly feministic, and most teachers, almost 90%, something like 87% or something, are women. Of course you learn this equality, egalitarian crap in schools. They're indoctrination centers.
If you don't believe me, think about this.
Are you thinking? I don't think you are.
2002, according to census results.
Oh, here we go with her laundry list of... You do know that the Census Bureau information comes from the government, which is not a source I would trust. But okay, let's hear it.
49% of the population was male. A study...
That's right. Do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? It means that 51% are women. You know what that means? They control the vote. So they get what they want. That's why you get that crappy education system teaching that men and women are equal.
Study also done in 2002 concluded that about 6.5% of men were rapists.
That's a very high number, actually. 6.5% of men are not rapists. That's BS.
In case that wasn't clear, 93% of men are not rapists.
99% of men are not rapists. Wherever you're getting these numbers, they're wrong. 6.5% of men. That seems extremely high to anybody. That seems like bullshit to me. That's an extremely high number. Where are you getting this number anyway? What Census Bureau? What are they going to people's doors? Knock, knock. Who's there? I'm the census taker. Hello, census taker. Hello. Are you a rapist? Yes. Yes, I am. Okay. Bye-bye. What the hell? What's this census crap? How can you possibly know how many American men are rapists? That's absurd. That's nothing more than speculation. Which would explain why the number's so high. All right, so I've already called bullshit on that number. Next.
That's a big percentage of men. You've heard the 1 in 5 women on college campuses are raped.
Yeah, that's BS too, honey.
Stop listening to them. It's been disproven.
Yeah, I know. You're preaching to the choir. Get on with it.
Women are not gold-digging whores.
Sure they are. You are. They all are. What are you talking about? Look, you're a very young girl. I'm looking at you. Yeah, you got the makeup slathered on pretty good. You got a couple inches of foundation there. Your eyebrows are plucked into infinity. I mean, good Lord. You are wearing a lot of makeup. So it's kind of hard to guess your age, but I say you're in your 20s for sure. Early 20s based on your naivete. So you're single, and you haven't hit that age yet where your hypergamy kicks in, and you're going to want that man who makes the moolah and is going to provide you with a stable, secure home. And somebody who's going to provide the resources for your baby that you don't yet want to have, but you will. Oh, the biological clock is going to kick in at any time now, honey. And that's when your hypergamy is going to kick in, okay? You absolutely, positively will want to date a man who makes good money. I mean, why are you single now? Call it a hunch, but you're single, okay? Or you're dating the guy that works at the gas station? Or are you just aching to date that guy that busses the tables down at your local diner near your house? Or who works in the Starbucks and makes those yummy frappuccinos? Oh, no. Oh, you're not aching to date those guys. But I thought you weren't a gold digger. Huh, okay. Let's continue.
A study done that surveyed people in the US and in Europe found that...
Wait. What do you mean study done? Oh, God. I'm going to have to do a separate video. Totally annihilating her sources.
On average, men would consider a woman too promiscuous if she had 14 sexual partners or more in her entire lifetime.
That's a lot, by the way.
The same study also found that women had only had about 7 sexual partners in their entire lifetime. That is...
Wait. Based on what? What is this study? Let's let's look at these sources. So she doesn't quote the study or the source. She's got about 18 different sources here. I'm not going to go through all these sources right now in this response video. I'm going to do it later. And then I'm going to destroy her in a response video where I essentially go through study after source after source that she has and disprove all of them. That should be fun. But anyhow, let's just use common sense and logic and reason to wreck her nonsensical arguments. Let's continue.
Is half the rate that a majority of men would think is too many.
Well, you're assuming that the women polled were telling the truth. You're assuming that they wouldn't want to... that they would, what you're assuming is that they would be telling the truth. You're assuming that did you ever stop to think they might not want to look like whores? Did you stop to think that they might not want to tell the truth? They slept with 150 guys. Did you ever stop to think that? Oh, no, you didn't stop to think that. Yeah, everybody tells the truth. And, of course, this study, we don't know anything about it. We don't know what kind of criteria. We don't know the sample size. Did they talk to 5 people? Did they talk to 5,000? Did they just talk to people on one college campus or in one town? Did they sample people from all over the country? You know, people in different areas are different. You're not really going to get an accurate sampling just going to one place. What were the criteria for this so-called study? Or was it what it sounds like to me, more like a poll, which is not really very scientific? Sounds more like a poll to me. Yeah, all she did was cherry pick. She's suffering from confirmation bias. She went looking for the information that she wanted to find to prove what she already believed. That's called confirmation bias, honey. But anyway, let's continue and act as if it's not.
Not even close to being whores. Also, a majority of people, both male and female, agree that sex before marriage is perfectly morally okay. So, furthermore, a study done in 2005 concluded that a man of below average looks had to make a substantially higher income for women to consider him.
She just contradicted her own argument that women would get with a guy who wasn't necessarily so attractive if he had a lot of money. Duh. That's a gold digger, honey. She only cares about the money. And by the way, what are you talking about? What do you expect these women to be honest? What are you talking? Ay. Where's the survey? Where's the study that asked women if they would be with a guy even if he had no money? How many of them said, no? How many of them said, yeah, I'll be with some loser with no money? And how young are these women? Probably a bunch of college kids, meaning that their hypergamous impulses haven't kicked in yet. Anyway, let's continue, shall we? Okay.
If women just wanted money, this figure would be a lot lower. In the end, this study proved that...
Wait a second. It proved nothing. It didn't prove anything. First of all, you didn't tell us what study. We don't know that it's a study. It sounds more like a poll. We don't know anything about it, so it didn't prove anything. It's just one little sampling of people who agree, whose opinions, whose views coincide with your own. By the way, you wouldn't cherry pick them, okay? I could find 10, 100, 1,000 examples that are opposing your example. So who's right and who's wrong? Oh, well, I don't know. The person who makes more logical sense obviously uses their brain and, of course, comes to conclusions based on logic and reason and what we all know about human behavior, which would not be you. You didn't prove anything.
Generally, women value looks over money.
What? Okay, so you value looks over money. Yeah, money. Here's what happened. You value looks over money because you're like a 21, 22-year-old girl, maybe. In fact, she might not even be 20. She could be 19, but she's in her early 20s. So you value looks, okay, over money because you're young. Your biological clock, your biological imperative to have a child hasn't kicked in yet, okay? So, yeah, you value looks, okay? Let's get back to you in 10 years and see if you're with some good-looking loser, bum, surfer dude who's sleeping on your freaking couch, okay? Let's see if that's who you're with in 10 years. Continue, please, with your nonsense.
Kind of funny, isn't it?
No. Because you're wrong, and I just proved you're wrong. You made no sense. You're quoting freaking polls, and you're not even quoting what study, okay? And And I'm going to have to go through all your friggin' little examples, all your little sources. You got like 18 of them in your friggin' description. Good Lord. Oh, boy. Here we go. And now we've got, yeah, you know that music signals more text on the screen. Now the text says, we don't need each other. And she's got some words in parentheses. This is a recurring theme. I know. Okay, first of all, no. Feminists, only the really die-hard, fat, ugly ones say that, and that's because they can't get a man, okay? You're making a mistake thinking because you see what look like similarities that the motivations are the same for both sexes. But anyway, I've already discussed this in my video, MGTOW and Feminism, are they the same? Nope. But let's see what she has to say.
Sure, women may not need men for financial security. We
That's not true, but let's continue.
don't need our husband's permission.
What are you talking about? They do need men. All the money that they get from the government comes from men, okay? The majority of it comes from men. And your country, the UK, if that's where you're from. I don't know, you could be an Aussie. Who knows? But I think you're from the UK looking at your teeth, okay? No offense. Not insulting you. But your country is known for bad dental work. So, yeah, I'm going to guess UK. I could be wrong. Anyway, yeah, women need men. Yeah, they do. They don't need them directly, but they need them indirectly.
To work or okay what we wear out of the house, things like that. But
we never did that to begin with. And by the way, in the past, women had modesty. We wouldn't have had to say anything. Now women dress like whores, so, you know. But anyway, continue.
But we still need men. Things like, I don't know, fertilizing eggs.
Oh, no, you don't need us. You don't need us. You can sperm jack us. All you got to do is sleep with the guy for one night, and then you don't have to have anything to do with him. And you can get child support from him for 18 years, and you might even be able to finagle college tuition, too, so you get money for up to 21, 22 years. Pretty good deal. He gets laid once. You get lifetime support in your dream fulfilled of having a baby. How's that sound?
That's probably a major reason we need men.
Mate, you don't. Yeah, but you need them for once. You need them for 5 minutes. That's it. That's it.
Even
You're talking like a lifetime thing. You don't need that. You don't want that. By the way, your man is the government.
if you go through IVF, you still need sperm.
Right, but you don't need the man. He's selling his sperm. You need the sperm. Now, technically, of course, you need men because you need the sperm, but of course, there's always going to be men there. Duh. Ay, ay, ay.
Do you know where sperm comes from?
I don't know, boss. Where does sperm come from? Yeah?
Men.
Oh, you don't say. I didn't know that, boss.
Like I'm just pulling these facts out of nowhere.
Oh, my God. She thinks she's funny. Honey, you're a woman. You are not funny. If we laugh, it's because we're laughing at you, not with you. Don't try to be funny.
Also, men are not just good for romantic or sexual relationships.
Well, good, because we don't want that. We just want to pump and dump you and then leave, okay? We just want to have sex with you. We want to bang you. We want to fuck you, and then we want to go home. That's it. Or, but preferably, yeah, we go home, right? Because we don't want to have you to our home, because then you'd know where we live. And once you know where we live, then that's a problem. Because then you can find us when you want to find us. We don't want you to find us. Just go home. I just go home. And then you try to call me. Just block your number. And you can't find me. And you don't know where I work. It's a perfect crime.
Uncles, brothers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, second great uncle twice removed.
Yeah. You're trying to endear yourself to the men in the audience to make us all think that you're that special, wonderful, rare unicorn, that rare outlier. You want to get us to believe that you're on our side. Yeah, right. So we'll subscribe to your channel. We'll watch your videos. We'll listen to you. Yeah. You wasted your time.
We need men in society. They are good for us. They are good for women to have men around.
They're good because we have money. Because we work longer and harder than you, we kill ourselves, and we live 7 years less than you. By the way, I don't need a source to know all these facts because I know what the hell I'm talking about. I don't have to go and run around and do confirmation bias research to find facts that fit into my worldview and prove what I already believe. I actually do research, and I look at both sides of the issue, and I find the truth. I don't just have a, belief, and now I'm going to prove it by cherry-picking information that proves what I already believe.
Just a fact, okay? Women are happier on average with men around.
That's true. That's true, but they act like whores and cunts and gold diggers, and they act entitled, and they act like they're all that in a bag of chips. So, we really don't want to be around them, okay? Because they're not women anymore. They have become like men. Feminism is all about women becoming more like men. MGTOW is not about men becoming more like women. You have done no research. You have no understanding of these issues except for very surface reflective view of things. You haven't delved beneath the surface. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just very young, and young people are so ignorant that they're essentially stupid, and they're stupid enough to believe they know more than they do because they're not smart enough to realize they don't. But let's continue.
Likewise, women aren't just good for sex.
Yeah, that's all they're good for. I'm an old guy. I could be your daddy. Okay, I wouldn't want to be your daddy. I'd be ashamed to be your daddy because your views are stupid and you have purple hair. But, yeah, that's all they're good for.
Lots of men rely on women for emotional support.
Emotional support? Oh, honey, it's unfortunate that you've grown up in this age of pussified wimp men that don't know what it's like to be an actual man. Men do not need women for emotional support. We don't go to shrinks. We don't go to psychiatrists. We don't fucking cry. If we stub our toe, we just say, ugh, damn it. And we go about our day. We bump our head, ugh, damn it. And we see a spider, we don't freak out. We don't need you for emotional support. I know you'd like to think we do because you think men and women are equal and it's egalitarian bullshit. And then whatever women need, men need the equally same thing. Bullshit!
I have to go back through the whole, you have mothers, you have daughters.
What's your point? I have toes too. So what? What are you talking about? You're just making self-evident statements that are just rhetorical nonsense. They don't mean anything.
You have sisters, you have aunts,
Yeah, you have an asshole too, and I have some Coca-Cola here. So what?
Mothers, etc. Sure, have your sex bots if you want. It doesn't hurt anyone.
That's right. Oh, well, that's actually not true. It does hurt. It does hurt women because they don't get to enslave us with their golden vaginas. They don't get us to make our little deposit, and then we're on the hook for 18 years of child support. That is a problem for women.
That's fine. I see no reason why you shouldn't have a sex bot.
That's because you haven't really looked at things very deeply. But that is reflected in your entire video.
But bear in mind, not every man wants to have to clean her out.
It's easier than having to give her money. It's easier than having to deal with her nagging ass. Trust me on that. Take it from a man who's lived with women for long periods of time. That is preferable.
After doing it with her. Robot or...
Yeah, of course you need to do your little shaming language. It's perfectly okay, but I need to throw in some shaming language. Yeah, you're a chameleon, honey, and you don't hide it very well, by the way.
Also can't love you back.
Love is a lie. There is no such thing as romantic love. All love is self-love. We see in other people the traits and characteristics that we value most, which are generally the things that we like about ourselves most. We see in others what we value most in ourselves. It's a form of self-love. The love you think about is bullshit.
Even if these technologies do improve, you are either going to get to the point where the AIs have their own thinking, their own abilities, and guess what? They'll be saying, I don't feel like it. Sorry, honey.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's some speculative nonsense. And by the way, these sex bots you're talking about, no, they're sex dolls, okay? They're just sex dolls. Well, you're talking about bots that can actually move around and jerk you off, give you a hand job and a blow job. Those don't exist yet, honey. And they're not going to exist for decades. We don't have that kind of technology yet, okay? But anyway, let's continue.
Just as much as any woman might. Next, with this artificial womb. Firstly, scientists created it in hopes of helping premature babies, not for growing humans without mothers. Yes, this is potentially hypothetically possible, but consider this. Infants that aren't breastfed by their mothers, They have terrible immune systems and they don't generally last as long.
Yeah, I seem to be doing just fine. I think my mother probably fed me from a bottle as much as she did the breast, and I'm doing okay. So, yeah, you're way off. So, really, she's trying to just guilt you, fear you, scare you into having a baby with a woman. Yeah, because your kid will end up a mongoloid, or he'll have no immune system, and you'll be the bubble boy.
Why? Because a mother's breast milk has important enzymes in it that they need. And that's just breastfeeding, guys. Fetus...
Yeah, that's just breastfeeding. That's all a woman's good for, okay? Men make objectively better parents. That's actually been proven. Studies have been done on the single fathers out there. Their kids grow up to be, on average, as stable and normal and as lacking in criminal inclinations as children raised by two-parent household. The same cannot be said of kids who come from single mother households. But you wouldn't know that because you haven't done any actual studies that go against your beliefs. You haven't done any studying to look for information that actually disproves anything you believe. Oh no, you couldn't do that, could you?
Fetuses don't just get nutrients from their mother. If you take the mother out of that equation, this infant, this child, is not going to have the best start. They are already going to have a weakened immune system. Can you imagine what kind of new diseases we will be seeing if this becomes a widespread phenomenon?
What are you, a doctor now? Are you a doctor? Where's your PhD? Where is it? I mean, I know you're standing in your closet or in your bathroom or something, and you got a camera hooked to the ceiling or something like that. So I guess your PhD wouldn't be on the wall of your bathroom. But come on, are you a doctor? No? Yeah, she's just all this is speculative nonsense. Oh, new diseases of babies. Babies have been getting fed from bottles and cow milk and formula for 100 years now. And guess what? Human society hasn't collapsed. I think we'll be fine without mothers and their breasts.
Don't make me bring up David Vetter. Think about the quality of life these children will have.
It'll be markedly better without women like you in their lives. Trust me.
Either way, the bottom line here is that men and women need each other for society to function correctly.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does it mean, function correctly? I don't know what that means. Could you explain that? What does function correctly mean? You just make all these critical theory-like statements that are meant to scare people or shame people or shock people, and you don't explain them with actual arguments. Ay. Oh, here we go. So now she's got, and the next part is entitled The Feminist and the MGTOW. I get so tired of disproving these arguments. I mean, I've done it in my videos, and stupid people just don't watch my videos, so they don't learn what I have to say. And then I have somebody like this who clearly hasn't done her research, so then I got to say it all over again and again and again. Okay, let's get on with it.
Feminism is not about equality. Never was, never has been.
No! Really? Oh, I see. She's just trying to, she's doing what she did before. First she's going to talk like a MGTOW, then she's going to talk like a feminist, and then compare them and show us how they're so similar in the things they say, which means, of course, they're the same, because that monkey has a hand and I have a hand, so, we're both the same.
The clue is in the very name, feminism, female. Let's take a look at feminism and how it's spread, etc. Feminism primarily uses fear to motivate. They tell women society is completely against them. They tell women...
Okay, wait a second. I'm the one that said that. So she has watched some of my videos. Clearly, she watched some of my videos. Some, not many, obviously, because I have heard no other channel say that, use that term, talk about how feminism is clearly not about equality because of the name itself. Now, I'm sure maybe some people obviously pointed that out, but the fact that I've replied to her in a reply video and that she said it in this video, well, she probably watched a video or two of mine. You didn't watch enough, honey. Yeah, that's right, it's not about equality. Otherwise, it wouldn't be called feminism. It would be called equalism or something neutral like that. But anyway, let's continue.
You'll be paid less. You'll be worth less. you're probably 1 out of 5 women that'll get raped.
She's just playing lip service to this crap. I've seen this before. She's trying to make money off this stuff. She's just trying to set herself up as like this Lauren Southern type person who is like supposed to be, oh, look at that Lauren Southern. Oh, she's an attractive girl, and I'm not that bad looking either. And she's a rare thing, a conservative girl, and she's kind of pro-mankind and anti-feminism kind, and ooh, she's doing so well. Ooh, I can be just like her. Ooh, if I can just get myself a following of men going. Okay, honey.
Men hate you. They also label any female that doesn't agree with them as having internalized misogyny or just some sort of weird...
Wait. Okay, continue.
...weird freak. They also ignore large demographics of women that don't agree with them. Conservative women, for instance, they...
Muslim women? Yeah, how much research have you done, honey?
They basically get scunned over. Like, too bad if they have to move out of their homes to protect themselves. They're not feminists, so you don't care. And I get that there are a portion of women out there that genuinely believe feminism is about equality, but I really think they should be considering labeling themselves egalitarians instead. MGTOWs.
Wait. She doesn't know what she's talking about. That is egalitarianism, you fool! Egalitarianism is equality. Oy vey. I don't know how much more of this I can take because she don't even know what the word she's using mean. All right. Okay, let's continue.
You say it's about going your own way, but what do? You sit there and you complain about women.
All right, here we go. Let's let her finish this sentence and then I'll reply.
For most of the day.
All right, there we go. All right, so, honey, I produce a MGTOW channel. It's not my job, but as an older guy who has had a lot of experience with women, I am trying to help younger men. I'm trying to help them avoid the same pitfalls that I have undergone, that I have fallen into, avoid the same traps. I'm trying to inform them, okay? Now, how do you do that? I'm trying to inform men about how to avoid the pitfalls of dealing with, is it hamburgers? Is it race cars? Is it video games? Is it TV? Oh no! It's women! Oh, it's women I'm warning them about. Oh my! Well, geez, to warn them, wouldn't I have to talk about that? Yeah, geez, I would have to talk about that, wouldn't I? And, because men and women and people in general get easily bored and they want to be entertained along with getting their information, I'm going to constantly have to crank out new videos on the subject to keep them interested, as well as to inform them of new information. Yeah, gee, I would have to do that, wouldn't I? Yeah, so there's a reason why us MGTOW content producers have to continue to produce new content. Because if we didn't, then these guys, they would lose an important lifeline of information and understanding, as well as a sense of community. We're not a group, but online, these guys talk to each other, share information. They feel a kind of camaraderie, and it makes life easier and better. And they get to talk to other guys, share information. It's a form of male bonding and camaraderie, okay? And so I help facilitate that by making these videos. It's not that we're obsessed in any way with women. I am trying to help guys, and I am making these videos to do that, because there's always going to be new guys who are finding my channel, and I have to inform them, and I have to continually produce new content. And because the more new content I produce, guess what? The more new subscribers I get, and the more people I have watching, and the more men I can inform, the more men I can red pill, the more men I can save from women like you. Does that explain it for you? Probably not. But anyway, let's continue.
You spread the word about women being evil and women hating men.
Oh, no. No. I never said women are evil, okay? Now, well, maybe I did. They're saying they're definitely more evil than men. That's for sure. But essentially, you're making a blanket statement there that that's all we talk about. That's all we spread. That's all we focus on. That yeah. Man, woman hate. Yeah. Wrong.
You label anyone that doesn't agree with you as a mangina or a simp.
No, we don't. I certainly don't. No. I look at a person's argument. If their argument makes sense, then I agree with them. If it doesn't, then they don't. Now, if they're saying stuff like, I want to make my mama happy. I want to make my girlfriend happy. I know she's banging 2 other guys, but I just love her so much. Well, then, yeah, he's a pussy, okay? It's situational, okay, honey? You were making gross generalizations. You were talking about us making gross generalizations, and you were doing the same thing. But of course you are. You're a woman and a leftist, so of course you're the biggest hypocrite in the world. Next.
This is exactly the same as what we see in feminism.
Wrong. Because MGTOW is a reaction. It's a natural reaction. You have cause and effect in this world. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Okay? MGTOW is a natural response. Feminism created MGTOW, and all MGTOWs, by the way, are bachelors. There is no ideology. There is no philosophy, because all philosophy is a tool of the mind used to better understand the reality that we exist within. Well, MGTOW's not that, and there's no ideology either, because all MGTOW is a phrasal verb, which means man going his own way, men going his own way, which is just a bachelor. All the ideology that you're talking about, that's feminism. MGTOW doesn't have that. Yes, MGTOW men sit around and talk and gab about stuff, and yes, it sounds like they're all saying the same thing or similar things, because, yeah, we are all guys that have had, like, similar, life experiences. So, we're going to agree with a lot of the same things, but those things are in no way part of like some kind of predetermined ideology in a book or a manifesto somewhere that has all these rules and beliefs and dogma that you have to believe in and follow, or you're not a MGTOW. You really haven't thought this through, have you, honey? But anyway, let's continue, shall we?
So go ahead, tell me it's not feminism. But surely anyone can actually see that there are some very, very close similarities between these two groups.
Really? Let's think about that. Last year, feminism by itself, organizationally speaking, got more than $2 billion in money from government and private funding. How much did MGTOW get last year? Now, if we're just talking about MGTOW content producers, because there's no actual MGTOW organization, no MGTOW buildings, no MGTOW president, no MGTOW hierarchy, well, then it would be zero, because there is no organizational MGTOW. Now, there's feminism. Now, feminism is an organized ideology with actual buildings. There are offices for feminists, for the feminist organizations that exist. They have offices, they have buildings, they have hours of business, they have agendas, they are politically active. Well, we don't have any of that. We don't do any of that. We're really not all that similar at all. Oh, but you say we are, based on your far-reaching experience and all the evidence you've accumulated in your little sources that you put in your description, which are supposed to convince us that you're so well prepared. Okay, continue.
I would actually probably consider them both very cult-like, which is, again...
That's because you are a child. You are a child, and you've done no research on the subject. I'm going to refer all of you out there to 2 videos I made. One is asking the question, is MGTOW a cult? You'll find it in my videos under original content. I have a playlist. Go to my channel, check out playlists, original content. I also made a video called Cults and MGTOW cult leaders. So I've made 2 videos on this subject. No, MGTOW is not a cult because it has to fit very specific criteria. There's no dogma. There's no ideology. Okay? There's no authority. So we don't have those things, and feminism does have those things, okay? So, again, you're wrong, but You think you're right because you've really done no research, but you think you have. Okay.
And why I say...
Yes, you gotta love the self-assuredness of a 20-year-old or 22 or 23-year-old. Yeah, I'm so young, I know everything!
I'm not a feminist, and I'm not a MGTOW supporter.
You are a feminist. You are a feminist. You are an egalitarian. Egalitarian women are feminists. Egalitarians are feminists. It's the same goddamn thing. Do some research, honey. Oh, well, of course, feminism. No, feminism isn't about equality. It says it's about equality, though. So in that sense, egalitarianism and feminism are about the same thing, of course. But feminism is really about women attaining superiority. So, of course, in that sense, they are not the same. But egalitarian is still feminism. It's just your first, second waver bullshit type of feminism. You are a feminist. You're just not a crazy third waver, or so you claim.
I'm just a normal human being.
So you say. We have your word for it only. And now we have another picture. And that crappy music again. I'm going to shoot myself in the head if I have to hear that music again. And we have the picture again. And the picture says, hypergamy and the bias for sexy. What the hell? She can't spell. Well, she says B-A-I-S. It should be, you mean bias? I guess she meant to write bias, but it's a little typo. Hypergamy and the bias for sexy? What? Wait, what? That's, wait, what? So you ended the sentence with an adjective, even though adjectives are for describing nouns. You can't do that. I assume she meant to type hypergamy and the bias for sex. I don't know. Let's continue. And of course she has in parentheses, literally my favorite thing. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, she's just so edgy, isn't she? She's so edgy and cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you basic Darwinism, hypergamy, and the bias for sexy. Evolution drives...
Oh my God, so she did mean to say that. Jesus Christ. Yeah, she's real brilliant. Yeah, I know, honey, you're just trying to sound clever. The bias for sexy. I'm not going to put a noun after the adjective. I'm just going to sound so edgy and cool. But I'm really just too lazy to put bias for sexy men and women. So, I just wanted to look real cool. Yeah, okay, whatever, honey. Continue.
Drives how we pick partners. We are hardwired by nature to pick the best possible mate.
Right, and what you don't understand is the best possible mate for a woman is the guy that has the most resources. He can be fat, he can be bald, he can be ugly. If he has the most resources, the chick will get with him, okay? Doesn't matter what he looks like, generally speaking. You, of course, you're so deep and special, and you see reality in a different way. Yeah, you're a special unicorn. You're not like that. How old are you? Again, let's wait and see where you are in 10 years and who you're with, if anybody, because your very unrealistic view of reality will quite possibly keep you alone forever, and you'll have several cats if we revisit you in a decade.
Our subconscious primary goal here, passing on the best genes and giving our offspring the best chance at survival.
Right, and you do realize that the best genes for a man are genes that can provide the ability to produce resources for the woman. Oh, now, by the way, of course, she would like a guy that's hot looking, he's strong, he has a great body, but what's actually more important to her is if he is intelligent, and his intelligence is reflected heavily in his ability to make money. What do you think, we got this far by being stupid? If intelligence wasn't a factor, we'd still be monkeys climbing around in trees. That is what's most important to a woman. Looks are important, of course. A woman would much rather be with a man that's good looking than an ugly guy. Duh! But, okay? But if she has to choose between a guy who has moolah bucks and isn't the best looking dude and a loser working at the Jiffy Mart, but he's hot, well, if she's 30, She's going for the not-so-attractive guy who has a bundle of money. You are a child, so you are looking at things from a different perspective. Let's see what you say in a decade.
That means that, and I quote here, culturally successful men are preferred as mating and marriage partners. For women, this means, and I quote again, women with a high reproductive value attract men. This means...
Well, duh. You know what that means? I love it. She's got all these little resources that she's commenting on because, you know, she can't come up with her own material. And most of this video is just her quoting crap from crappy sources that are confirmation bias to begin with. Okay, so I went back. So I wanted to play this because I missed commenting on it.
Yeah. Culturally successful men are preferred as mating and marriage partners.
Which means that culturally successful. That means wealthy men. You pinhead, wealthy men are preferred. What was all this talk before about women going for hot, attractive guys? No, they go for guys with money, honey. I don't care what they look like if they have dough. You just contradicted yourself. Wrong!
For women, this means, and I quote again, women with a high reproductive value attract men.
Now, what does that mean? So, do you know what that means? I'm going to translate the egghead speak. High reproductive value means hot, thin, and attractive. This is what we MGTOW men, which all men say all the time when they're not pussified. What exactly are we saying that's not true?
This means that women are more likely to be attracted to a good-looking, successful man.
No. Successful man. You tossed in the good looking because you have your little confirmation bias. You have your little belief. You threw that in. You quoted culturally successful. You didn't quote anything that said good looks. Now, of course, she would prefer that the guy be good looking, but if he's not, meh, doesn't matter. And by the way, as hot as you think you are, honey, you're not. I'm going to rate you as maybe a 4. Okay? As a 4, you are not in any way, shape, or form qualified to comment on what a hot chick would want. No offense, but if you take offense at yourself being rated, well, maybe you're not so secure. Yes, of course, you are insecure, as most women are, but you're not quite hot enough to be super insecure, because at a 4, well, you're not even hot. You're barely average. So at average, you don't know what you're talking about. If you were an 8, 9, or 10, especially a 9 or 10, then this will be talking about you. But you don't know. You're going to have to settle for a guy that pumps gas, cleans sewers, something like that. So really, yeah, of course, you're talking about how deep you are, and you're not shallow. You can't afford to be. You can't afford to be, honey. As a 4, you're going to be lucky to get anybody. That's just reality.
Someone with a job, someone with ambition, someone with life goals.
But you're going to have to settle for a guy that just has a job, okay? He's working at the Starbucks. He's making coffee. That's the guy for you because that's all you're going to get. That's called reality. You don't like it? Too bad.
Likewise, this means men are more likely to be attracted to younger, healthier, prettier looking women.
No, you don't say. So men, everything that's negative in your mind that is said about men is right, but everything that men say, which is negative about women, is wrong. Yeah, men are attracted to young, attractive things, but women, no. They're not attracted to money and success, even though what I read just said so, but I threw in attractive as well because I want to try and equalize the sexes and make it look like they're exactly the same and want the exact same thing because I'm an egalitarian feminist.
Women with, say, nice faces, good hair.
Yeah, not you. Purple hair is not nice. Grow that shit out. Just keep your regular hair color. If you feel you need to stand out in some way with purple hair, well, maybe you are a little more insecure than you ought to be for a 4.
Nice nails. An ideal body shape. It's not oppressive.
And what is ideal? Do you know what ideal is as a woman? Do you really know? I doubt it. Ask a man.
If they don't like you because you're fat or because your hair is so dyed and starched out that it...
Or it's purple. The cognitive dissonance going on with this chick.
It's basically falling off.
Or it's purple.
And no, Don't even try that with me. This isn't dyed, and I realize that I'm not.
What are you talking about? It's not dyed. She's holding up hair and saying her purple hair is not dyed. What are you talking about? I see your dark roots. You're a brunette. What is she talking about?
The 10 out of 10 on the scale of beauty. Moving on.
You're definitely, you just admitted it yourself. Yeah, you're a 4. You're objectively a 4, so I don't know why you're even commenting on this stuff, because as a 4, you're going to be lucky to get a street sweeper, okay? So of course you say you're all noble and you don't care about that stuff, because you couldn't get it anyway.
For a woman, having a baby is a big investment. Pregnant.
Oh, yeah, and it's no investment. What are you talking about, big investment? What are you talking about? It's a big investment for a man, not for a woman. You sit at home and eat ho-hos and watch Oprah, and we go out and do the actual work. What are you talking about, investment? Investment means cash, sweetheart. What are you investing?
Pregnancy comes with risks. Taking care of a screaming infant limits your options. You may be unable to work for a considerable amount of time while, you're caring for the screaming creature.
Oh, I see. So that's the investment. An investment of time. Yeah, you're a glorified nanny. Your life is so difficult.
Let's not even...
Meanwhile, I'm going out to the friggin' mine swinging a pickaxe and dying of black lung. Yeah, big similarities there.
Forget about the fact that vaginas tear.
Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo! Yeah, I know that you resent nature. Yes, nature made you inferior. It made you weaker. It made you less intelligent. Deal with it.
Tear. When that baby's head...
Yeah. That's what needle and thread are for.
...comes out. Can you imagine that?
Ah, please. All this boo-doo-doo-hoo about you have so much pain. A woman's brain, when she's going through birth, produces all sorts of pain-killing chemicals that severely numb the pain. It's like taking a big dump, okay? It's not that painful. You make it out to be something way more than it is. Did you know that your brain makes chemicals? It makes chemicals, and when you give birth, it makes a whole bunch of brain-numbing chemicals, pain-numbing chemicals, excuse me, or in her case, they might actually be making brain-numbing chemicals at this very moment with all the crap she's saying.
Can you imagine your genitalia tearing? So.
Oh, yeah, you're so strong and special. I don't know what pain is, but you know what pain is. Yeah, you're so superior to us. Can you believe this, broad?
Yes, women prefer men that can provide for them.
Well, why did you say earlier that they prefer men that are good looking? Make up your mind!
They don't want to have to be stressing about money. They don't want to have to be stressing about, will I have enough food to feed myself so that I can feed the baby? Women are sex objects because that is a man's biological imperative.
Wait, what? Now you're agreeing. All right. So of course she's agreeing. She's trying to create essentially false equivalencies here. In her mind, they're real equivalencies, of course.
They want to be with the female with the highest reproductive value. The best looking female they can get. And
in the same vein, you want to be with the best looking man you can get. Unfortunately, no matter how good looking he might be, he's going to be a gas pumper, street sweeper, or a cashier.
This is how the human species survived for thousands of years.
Right, by women valuing intelligence in men and, of course, physical ability. But, of course, in today's society, where intelligence is far more important than physical ability, they value intelligence because that is what gets resources. And in the past, what got resources was physical skill, physical ability, and, of course, that like for that honed, chiseled physique is a holdover from the past. But in today's society, where the most valuable thing is intelligence, that is what she values most in a man because IQ and earning potential are directly linked.
We chose the best mates we could possibly find. If you're an unattractive woman or an unsuccessful man, these are not things you can't change, though. You can appear more attractive. You can...
You believe that? And you have purple hair. Okay.
Gain success. It's not...
Well, that's for sure. We men can do that, but you women, you only have a certain level peak that you can reach, and you don't get any more attractive. And guess what? After age 28, 29, it's all downhill from there. But for us, the hill just goes up and up and up, and we become more and more valuable, and you become less and less valuable. You got about 5-6 years left, honey, before your value starts to plummet, and you'll hit the wall. So you better kick it into high gear, sweetheart.
Not like it's an end-all be-all. Yes,
It is an end-all be-all for women.
it's not fair. Yes, it's harder for some people than others.
It's harder for women. Oh, that's so unfair.
This is nature. It is cruel. It is harsh.
Yes, I'm so smart. I'm so intelligent. I'm going to sit here and state categorically correct facts, things that are obvious and obviously objectively true and very easy to see. I have 5 toes. I have 1 head. I have 2 eyes. My nose has 2 nostrils. I'm so smart.
It is blunt. Well, I feel like I've been significantly harsher in this video than I have been in pretty much any other video.
Oh, that's okay, honey, because I've replied in kind. And if you don't like it, well, that's too bad. But you're strong, and you're independent, and you're so brilliant and intelligent. You should be able to take it. You've got such a thick skin, right? And you're an egalitarian, of course, so you believe you're equal to a man. You can handle it.
I do apologize for that if I hurt any.
You didn't hurt anybody's feelings. I know you'd like to think you hurt somebody's feelings, but we're men. We're not women like you.
Anyone's feelings. I'm very sorry. No offense intended.
Well, I love this crap. I love it. She thinks she's got so much rhetorical ability. She thinks she has so much ability to get under people's skin that she's apologizing as if she's somehow thrown out these huge reveals, these huge bombshells that are going to shake our worlds and hurt our feelings. It just shows how little real world experience this girl actually has.
Doesn't make anything less offensive, but, you know, the thought was there.
Offensive? What do you think I give a shit about offense? I love it. She thinks that anybody listening to this is actually giving a rat's ass about being offended. Honey, I don't care if I offend you, and you didn't offend me at all. It takes a lot to offend me. It takes knives and shit to offend me, okay? Your shit doesn't offend me. It's very interesting how this girl actually goes out of her way to comment that she's dead sure she's offended people. Yeah, because you're so provocative. Yeah, you're Milo Yiannopoulos, and we're all a bunch of quivering little snowflakes that can't handle the slightest noise.
Anyway, though, bye.
Oh, God, and there's the end, finally. And she's got to thank you for watching. So, what is my opinion of this broad and her channel? That about sums it up. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. And donate to my Patreon if you feel so inclined. You'll find a link both in the description and the last 20 seconds of this video. I am the MGTOW philosopher, and I know this has been a long video, but please bear with me because it's very entertaining to listen to the end. I wish you well and take care. And of course, if you already heard that, then you did.